Hello everyone and welcome back. It's another episode here with John from Living with Mental Health. We are back with another episode today. Today I've got a young lady with me called Sarah from Rainbow Dandelion Crochet, and I've got to remember it's crochet, not knitting, because I've got a bit of brain fog today, people, so just bear with me. Also, I want to thank you to all my sponsors that keep letting me do what I do and help me with advice and every little idea I come up with that they either tell me, no, you're a bit wacky, John, or no, we can work out and we'll try something. I have got something in the pipeline. It's just going through planning at the minute, and keep an eye out for some news later. So I'm going to pass over to Sarah for her to give you a little introduction, and then we'll dive in, people. Be nice in the comments. Thank you. To you, Sarah.
Morning. So I'm Sarah from Rainbow Dandelion Crochet. I came up with this idea for this mindfulness kit when certain things happened when I was employed. I had to leave, and crocheting literally saved my life. And I know that sounds really dramatic and really quite, but it's true. It did save my life, and that is why I've created the kit for other people to maybe learn the hobby, men and women. It's not gendered. Hobbies aren't gendered. They can't be, in my opinion, anyway. Yeah, that's me.
I'm gonna, before I go into my first question, I think I've told you when we've been talking on Twitter, and I was a part of a project, and some of our project was a 2-year project, and some of the projects we did arts and crafts, and we didn't do any knitting or crocheting or anything like that, but we did a lot of editing our photos we took, painting, making little booklets, using wires and making little wire balls, I'll send you a couple of pictures later because I can't remember what they're called, but we took part in a sculpture trail. We made this little tunnel out of bamboo and then put like plants that we'd found at the old Roman fort in Borough Castle, and we put them into it, and it was really good. We got really good feedback for that. But when we used to come up with arts and crafts, they'd all used to look at me because they'd see me sitting here like this, and I'm cursing behind my hands, and they all knew what I was doing. But I got the sense of completing it. I got a sense of pride from it and sense of empowerment. Actually, I did this.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
It's like, I've just done with, as I call ourselves, the Monday Superior Group. We've just done therapeutic sessions for the last year and a half. And we did a lot of arts and crafts as our afternoon activity. And I was so happy that I wasn't the only one there cursing. It was phenomenal that I was like, yes, I'm not alone. I've got other people out there that's backing me. So, once again, I did it, and once again, I got that sense of little pride and empowerment again. And it's like, I'm not good at it, but something must be good. So I must be doing something right if I can complete it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we're never good at anything when we start something, are we, though? That's the point.
Oh, one of my sponsors will always tell me, you may not think you're creative, but you blog, you do TikTok, you do this.
That is creative.
You do your podcast, and that's being creative. And I sort of look at it and I think, yeah, maybe he's got a point. And then I think, yeah, he's bloody right, the little bugger.
He's definitely right. Definitely.
So, right, I'm going to chuck us into our first question.
Okay.
And the first question is to you. What does mental health or mental ill health mean to you? And I'll say it again, as I said to you before we come live, there's no right answer. I've had a different answer from everybody I've had on. And it's amazing how many different varies. But if you probably if I went back and looked at them all again, maybe some way they are all linked and interlinked. So what does it mean to you, Sarah?
So mental health or mental ill health, it means everything, because if your brain or your mind is impacted, your body's impacted, and vice versa. So, you know, a broken leg, you're thinking, oh my God, I've got a broken leg. Oh my God, what am I going to do? You can go into a deep depression. You can't do the things that you used to be able to do. So this broken leg impacts your mind. But then if you engage in things like mindfulness, things like even hypnotherapy, anything like that, anything that's creative, you can change your outlook on that broken leg, and you can think, okay, yeah, I've got a broken leg, but I'm not going to let it affect me. I'm actually going to go out there. I've got crutches. I can still walk. I can still do things. So to me, mental health and mental ill health, it impacts both body and mind, and both are equally as important as the other. One isn't more important than the other, in my opinion.
Can you tell the doctors and health staff that?
I'll try. I will try.
It's really weird that I can go to the doctors with a body problem,
Uh-huh.
but as soon as I say I'm struggling with my mental health,
Yeah.
they'll go, "Oh, we
Right.
don't know what to do,"
Yeah.
or here's some tablets, go and take them, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But they don't realise the side effects of the tablets, or they've not
No.
done enough work with that person, because giving someone tablets that's having a mental health problem could really be detrimental,
Yeah.
because if they're in a bad place, them tablets, well, it's not worth
Yeah.
thinking about.
It
But
isn't. Also, you know, just throwing pills at somebody without other support, you wouldn't do that for somebody, and I don't really know whether this is the right thing to say, but you wouldn't do that to somebody with cancer. You know, you wouldn't say, dude, you've got cancer, here's a pill, crack on. You would say, here's Macmillan, here's some support, here's citizens advice, here's, you know, finance and other money trouble that you might have because of this illness. But you say you feel depressed, anxious, or you ADHD, autism, anything like that, and they go bang, pill, crack on, and that's it. And it isn't the fault of the GPs, because they have, what is it, an 8-minute now, I think, target to meet per patient. How can you know
I
somebody in
was
a
in the
minute?
doctor's surgery yesterday, and I thought it was a 15-minute appointment you have with them, but my partner thought it was 10 minutes.
Yeah,
But
the machine
you,
about that.
some on the, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to ask you this question because you're creative. So I'm going to ask you this question now before I forget it, because it's just come to me.
Okay.
When I was in schools,
Yeah.
I asked them, what ways can you express yourself to someone that you're struggling with your mental health? So I'm going to ask you that question. What ways can you express yourself or tell someone that you're struggling?
Okay, so if you're non-verbal, but can read and obviously can understand, you can get flashcards. So you'd get a big pile of these cards with faces on that would explain the feeling. You couldn't maybe say it, but you'd recognise that that picture looks like how you might feel. Flash it at them. This is how I'm feeling. This right here, this, and you would show them. If you were verbal but couldn't express, same again. Flashcards are amazing. So to me, you could draw them yourself, or you know, you can buy them. I think there's lots of lovely mindfulness companies and mental health companies now coming up that provide these. Even a pillow, I've seen a pillow with fabric that says, I feel this, I feel that, and I think they're fantastic. So that's a big one for me, is flashcards. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, I'd never really looked into it before, but they were coming up with, well, you could write to them, you could do poetry, you could sing a song or rap or draw something and show them. And I was like, wow, I got thrown in at the deep end. I got a phone call the day before the talk was meant to be happening. John, I can't make this event. Can you go in my place? Never done a talk in a school before.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I was literally nervous. My stomach was going, and never done anything like that before. And when I asked that question, they just blew me away. I wasn't expecting like so many different
Yeah,
answers to come at me. I really wasn't, but I was like, wow,
yeah,
actually there are so many different ways that if you are
mhm,
struggling,
yeah,
you can reach out by doing this or showing
yeah,
them this or doing this. And it's
yeah.
next week or the week after, I'm looking at getting two local to my area, two local rappers in.
Wow.
Um, and I've had one of them. He did a song or rap. I don't know what you class it. Last year, and I heard it, and I went, I want him on a podcast.
Yeah,
But with everything that happened with me last year, and then losing my dog, I wasn't in the right space to do it. I've
yeah.
now gone back, and he's still happy to come on, so
That's
I can't
amazing.
I can't wait. But yeah, it was just that made when they told me that they had so many different ideas that they could do to share to show that they were struggling. It just
Yeah,
made me feel empowered in myself. Like,
yeah,
wow,
yeah. I think if you are looking to be creative, not from a crisis point of view, because I think I might have misunderstood your question there.
no, that's all
Um,
right.
but I think
There's never a wrong thing you can say on this podcast, so don't worry.
I was just going with crisis point. If somebody was at crisis point and they were panicking about how to express themselves, I think that's where I was going with that one. But
That's
from
fine. That's perfect.
the creative point of view, anything. Do you know you can do anything? You can go for a walk, pick up a leaf, bring it home, and do the leaf rubbing thing that the children do. That's being creative. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do, whatever makes that inner child happy and free, do it.
Yeah,
Just do it.
definitely.
Yeah.
I It's funny you mentioned the inner child. I had some therapy probably about 10 years ago. I only had 6 sessions, but she said I needed to do a lot of like work on my inner child work and stuff. And
Yeah.
I've stuff on it, and you see little bits on social media about it and stuff. And I thought, I don't know if I want to open that can of worms.
That's it. You've got to be careful. When I was writing the journal, I'd done it with a lot of my patients when I was on the wards, and it was great because there was the therapist there afterwards to then pick up what I wasn't able to do with them if traumas were released and whatnot. But through the journal that I wrote, I forgot what I was saying now. Sorry, my mind's just gone completely blank.
That's all right. Oh, while
Tell me
you
what you
while
said
you
again.
that's all right. While you think of what you were gonna say,
Yeah, go on.
just I I briefly told you about my psychiatrist before we come live
Yeah,
and what he was like. He asked me to do a mood diary, like
yeah,
journal type thing, and that made me feel judged because I've had a bad experience with him. It felt like he was judging me, and like I didn't feel like I could do it. That's what got me into blogging. I was on Twitter and I was following people that were blogging about their stories and stuff. And then I was talking to my partner. I can't write for toffee. I can get my ideas down, but
yeah.
you try reading what I write won't make sense. So I have to get my blogs edited for me.
Okay.
Um, but I started doing that, and I wasn't talking about everything about myself. I was talking about things I'd done in a project at Barrow Castle, other bits and bobs I was involved with. One of my favourite ones I done was I called it Men Are From Mars or something, or Are Men From Mars. And
Yeah.
I know that's a book, and I didn't know it was a book.
Yeah.
Um,
Men from Mars and Women Are from Venus, I think it's called, isn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but to me at that time when I got that edited and I wrote that was really a hitting subject to me at the time. And
Yeah.
then I just carried on and carried on and carried on. Each like I'd get, a share I'd get, a comment I'd get. It just made me feel empowered.
Yeah,
And
that's the
like,
dopamine rush. That's
yeah,
what.
it was like, well, actually, someone has took the time to read what I've wrote or written, whatever I should say. And it's like, wow, it's like someone's
Yeah.
taken the time to do that. And it just, instead of sitting here like, yeah, this, I was like sat and I was walking with my back held high. I wasn't
Mhm.
slouch walking like I usually do.
Yeah.
And it was,
It's acknowledgement, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like my first podcast back after this break I've had, like I posted on Monday.
Yeah.
I've got over 21 views. For me, that's enough.
Yep.
I that makes me happy
You've
because
reached 21
if
people.
someone can take from something out of any
Yeah.
of my podcasts or blogs I do and take something a little bit out of what we've said in that discussion or what I wrote down and
Yeah.
they can find it helps them, then it's been a success. I don't want the fame.
Yeah. No. No, thanks. Not for
Yeah,
me.
that wouldn't do me. I couldn't cope with it.
No, thank you.
But if someone could find a little bit of hope from what me or like yourself or another guest could say,
Yeah. That's it.
then
Yeah, that's it.
it's been a success.
Yeah.
And on my Facebook page, one of my admin team, he posts a lot of like good morning photos, and different kind of photos. When he's at work, he'll post the odd photo as well for me,
Yeah.
and it's like actually just seeing them little photographs that makes me smile,
Yeah.
and it's like wow,
See, creating.
yeah.
That's what it
I
is.
hate I hate creating. I'm not gonna lie.
You
I
are,
stress.
aren't you? You're doing it right now.
Yeah, I know, but I bloody hate it. I because I'm quite a low opinionated person of myself.
Yeah.
It's when my admin member that does the photos, he messaged me last night and said, "Do you know what? I'm proud of you getting back into the string of doing your podcast because I know how much that helped you and how much." And I was like, I'm not.
So,
I don't know about you, but do you take praise well? Because I know I don't.
no, absolutely not. No, I can't self whatever the word is. Like on Twitter, I've got somebody at the moment saying to me, "Oh, post this, post that, tweet me this, tweet me that, tweet me the other," and it's self-promoting or whatever it's called. I don't believe in myself enough to do that, even though I know
Yeah,
this works and I know what I'm doing works and I know what I'm talking about is real and it works. It's that imposter syndrome that pops in and says, "You're not very good at that. This isn't
yeah,
you. What are you doing?" Yeah.
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 My voice is that some touch wood, and I'm touching everything wood I can at the minute on my computer desk. Yeah, there's not. Well, it's probably all full of wood in my brain, Sarah. To be honest, um, when someone, I've lost the train of thought. Hang on,
Oh, me too. Don't worry.
that's all right. Um, when like someone's grateful, it's like my partner was grateful for the meat I cooked there the other night because it was
Mhm.
nice, and I didn't. I was like, actually, I cooked that, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed it myself because I don't cook. I cook, and then I'm like, I didn't really enjoy that. But the last couple of times I've cooked, and I went, you know what? I've actually enjoyed that, and I was being nice to myself.
That's it. This is it. So, what would it take for you to feel proud of something you've done? Is it the views? Is it the comments? Is it somebody
Do you
saying
know what?
really quickly, like what is it?
Just one share, one like, one comment. And I could just have one through. I could just have one like, and I could just have one comment. To me,
Okay.
that just means that someone might have taken something out and could pass it on, or that's all.
Yeah.
I was a little bit gutted on. I found out on YouTube that you can't see who's liked you.
No, I don't think you can.
No, you can't. I've asked people yesterday if you can, because I wanted to thank them,
Yeah, yeah.
but
Like
because you
that.
can't see them, you can't thank them, so you don't know who you're thanking.
Maybe
So
just put a thank you
YouTube,
in the comment.
if you see this YouTube, please let me see the likes so I can thank them. That's all I ask for. That's all I. Yeah, I don't want their address. I just want their name, just so I can thank them for showing the love. That's all I want. So I've got off a bit topic, but hey ho.
No, it's okay. I think talking kindly to yourself is really hard. It really
Yeah,
is
it is
difficult. It is. But
big
actually,
time.
also very worth it.
Do you know what? I'm going to set you a challenge, and I'm going to set the viewers a challenge.
Go on then.
I was once told to say something nice about yourself for 7 days.
Yeah.
Right? It works. It's this. It's that. You'll love it, John. Honestly, you'll love it. And I was like, this is absolutely load of bull to me.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show that I was going through the process with them. I wanted to show them that I did it. So I wrote down what I said just to show them.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I did feel a difference after 7 days.
Okay.
But where I challenge you is you can't use the one from the day before. So Monday, you could say, I feel good this morning. I've
Okay.
done this, I've done that. But on Tuesday, you can't use the same of what you used on Monday. And that's the same for the whole week.
Okay.
So it's,
Right. What day is it? Wednesday. Right. So
yeah,
today I am proud of myself for being on camera and talking to you. There you go.
yeah, I'm proud of you as well for that, because I knew you were really struggling. Yeah, I knew you were really struggling. And by the
Yeah.
end, viewers, this ball she's rolling up is going to be bigger than the screen.
It really will. Yeah, this is my anti-anxiety ball.
So I challenge you, viewers, to say something nice about yourself for 7 days and just see how you feel. You don't have to write it down if you don't want to. You don't have to say it out loudly. You can say it quietly in your head. That's what I do. I've got a saying I say to myself, and it's not gonna beat me. I'm gonna beat it. And I say that to myself in the morning and in the night. And sometimes if I'm struggling through the day, like I was yesterday with my anxiety, I'll just say it again. And it just keeps me going, knowing that I can do this, I can beat it, I've been here before and I can come through it again. If that makes sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. It really does. Looking back on what you've been through and what you're going through now, I think that's really important, because when you look back and you think how bad things were back then, are they as bad now? If they are, do something about it. If they're not, crack on. Keep
Yeah.
going. You know?
Yeah. For instance, one of the sessions we had in the therapy I've just took on for a year, was we had to do a timeline.
Oh, shit.
And I writ stuff down. I wasn't happy doing it, but I
Yeah,
writ stuff down on it because I knew we might not come back to it. But we all found that hard, and they say that's one of the hardest sessions they do.
yeah.
And then we had like a week off or something because it was a bank holiday, and they did a session. I said, look, we realised how hard you found that. We're going to try this session and see if we need to put this session in before.
Oh, wow.
before
So
that.
you were a guinea pig.
And do you know what? That honestly, it was brilliant because when we done it, we were like, do you know what? Maybe you should do this before you come on to doing the timeline
Yeah,
because it's like an icebreaker
yeah,
of what can happen and stuff. And that was one of my hardest sessions. It really was
yeah,
until we come on to the sessions of changes and stuff. Um,
yeah,
but I was grateful that they took the time to scrap the session we should have been doing to go back and refocus.
yeah, definitely.
Um, so it was it was hard, but we we got to help the next year's courses.
Yeah, yeah. And that's good. I think if you can be honest with whoever your therapist is or whoever your group is, that's important. Connection is important, really important in mental health. If you don't connect with the person that you're seeing in your therapy groups or your doctor or whatever, you need to change because you cannot be yourself if you do not connect. I
Yes,
agree.
you know what? You've hit the nail on the head. You um I'm gonna do you like reading?
Do I like reading? Yeah.
I'll send you I'll send you a text later of this book once I find what page it is. It was in the works. So it was only like £3, and it
I
said
love
find.
reading.
It says something like this: finding a good therapist is like going on a bad and good date.
Yeah,
It was, but that made me laugh, and I was like, that is so true
yeah,
because you've for me, I have to if I'm gonna open up, I have to feel safe. I
yeah,
have to feel like I'm wanted in that room, not with
yeah.
someone keep going like this to checking the time, writing down, checking the time to make sure they're not running behind.
No.
I have to feel safe before I open up.
Yeah, you do. I've put in the journal, you've just reminded me actually, just to go back to that, um, that I've put in, oh, where is it? It's at the back of the journal. I've created a specific Facebook group for people who buy the kit. And within that group, I'm trying to build community. I don't want the group to be all about selling the kits and talking about, you know, sales and all that nonsense and promotion. I want it to be purely for the people who buy the kit so they can connect with each other.
Yeah,
They're all doing the same kit, they're all doing the same journey, they're all doing the same work in the journal. So I want people to be able to connect with each other.
yeah.
Um, and I've made a private group just for those people. But I don't know whether that's a good idea, whether to extend it out to others. But I think if it got too
I
big, you lose that connection.
I would only do it to the people that have bought the product or
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It it grows naturally. That will grow naturally if
Mm,
that makes sense.
yeah.
It's
Yeah. I
like
think I use it like that.
connection for me and mental health is really big,
Yeah.
or a big part of my life, because I lived out in the sticks
Mm,
for a little while, and I started to self isolate. I went down into a downward spiral, and I started this 2 year project, and that gave me my connection back to nature.
yeah.
That then gave me my connection back to people. That then gave me my connection back to other bits and bobs of my life.
So you
And
ground yourself and worked up.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was the Restoration Trust that ran the project and the other charities that were involved in the project, because it was big groups were involved and stuff, changed my life. The
Yeah.
Restoration Trust lent me a laptop so I could blog better, so I wasn't doing it all on my iPad. And then they helped me because I was a part of their board and stuff. They helped me with the cost of a microphone so I could do
That's
podcasts and
amazing.
that
See that
they did.
there, helping your mental health. They probably didn't even realise what they were doing fully at the time.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, the rest. I now sit on the trustees I'm a board of trustees for the Restoration Trust, and
Yeah.
I can't thank them enough for what they've done for me. They've helped me grow on my journey, especially around social media and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like Laura, I will bounce some really wacky ideas off her, who's CEO or director, as she calls herself. I go, Laura, I've got an idea. Laura, I've got this idea. And she'll go, what wacky idea is it this time or something? And but the time she takes out for me, when I was having housing, me and my partner were having housing problems, and we were still part of the 2-year project, she didn't not rush me to take my time about it. She
Yeah.
always took the time to, when we were at project, ask me how it was, and then at the end of the week or at the start of the week, when, because it was like we were there 1 week and then there a fortnight later, she would then ask me again at the start of the week or the end of the week, just any news yet, and that meant a lot to me.
Yeah. See, that's it. It doesn't cost anything for someone just to say, how are you? Genuinely, though, not just, oh, how are you doing? I mean, like a genuine, how are you? And it doesn't cost anybody to smile at somebody, you know, when you're out walking. And that can change it. Like I know people say, oh, smile changes the world. Actually, it does. It really
Yeah,
does.
I'll tell you now. Oh, I've gone. I will tell you now. I thought that was a load of ball again, but I had people smile at me, and I thought actually that made me felt good.
Yeah.
So I'll smile back, and I'm not one for smiling. Um, but it a smart that one person you smile to could be going through a really rough patch,
Yeah.
and if they see you again, they then might turn around and go morning back, or
Exactly.
say morning to you, and then you
Yeah.
say morning back to them.
Connection.
Yeah,
That's what it
goes back to connection again, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Connection is huge.
Is.
It is really big. It has been for me big time. It has been one of my biggest growths in the journey I've took from when I had my relapse in 2018.
Mm.
I don't know why I call it a relapse, but I've just got used to calling it a relapse. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about your project
Mhm.
and where what gave you that idea to do it? Where do you see it going? And what would you want people to do or get involved? How can they get involved?
Okay. So what made me do it was an incident happened with one of my children, and it directly linked to a colleague at work. I begged my employer not to put us on shift together, and they continue to do so. And it massively impacted my mental health. Like I can't tell you how low I was, because I don't think there's a word for that, because I can't find the words to
Yeah.
explain how low I was. So I was at work, and I'd started these mindful crochet sessions with my patients, and it was fantastic. And seeing them just go from, you know, being restrained or, you know, sat just zoned out on medication, to actually sitting in the hub area, talking to their peers. Oh, how do you do this row? How do you get to the next row? Oh, how do you do that? Oh, wow, that's brilliant. And complimenting each other. That started to really raise my spirits. Anyway, I had to quit because things got worse. And I was walking through the forest with the little one, with the baby, and I bumped into a patient, and I asked them how they were doing, and they said, oh, you know, I'm doing really well, I'm okay, thanks for teaching me crochet, because it changed my life. And I was like, what do you mean change your life? And she said, well, it kept my hands busy and it kept my mind off the things that I had to deal with, but not too much that she would ignore the problems, just enough so that it would take the edge off. So then the PRN that she was using was then getting lower and lower and lower. And we left. We sort of left each other, and off I went. And on the walk back home, I just thought, wow, okay, crochet, why not? Why not make this into something for other people to use? So I came home and my brain was just like whizzing around. So I was writing down, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do the other. And my mother-in-law is just the most amazing woman you could ever meet in your life. And she was like, right, Sarah, sit down, get your book, write your list. I'm a massive list maker. So I wrote my list and I wrote down what I wanted and what I wanted to include in the kit, and I wanted to be able to create while teaching people to create. So the kit, it comes with everything. It comes with the crochet hooks, it comes with the stitch markers, it comes with tape measure, it comes with everything. But then I've also made the crochet storage bag as well. So I've like sewn that on the machine. So it's completely personalized to you. Any fabric that you want, male, female, again, I'm not gendering a hobby or a creation. It doesn't sit right. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in putting male and female brackets. It's fine if you are. If you want to be feminine or masculine, that's absolutely whatever you want to do, fine. But for me, I don't see blue and think boy. You know, it's just a colour. So any fabric that you want for this bag. So yeah, I got on the machine, started making these kits up, and then I thought, actually, it needs a bit more to it. How else can I help somebody? Because just shotting a pattern in a book, you know, in a bag, it's not enough. So I thought about the journal that I'd used with my patients, and I changed it slightly so that it wasn't all mental health based. And I made it a little bit more fun. It just talks about what colour you're drawn to and colour theory, about your personality. Nothing too heavy, because I don't want to put people back in trauma mode. That's not what I want to do. I'm not medically trained, so I don't want to be putting that out there. This is just, like you say, from my lived experience and what worked with the patients and with me. So yeah, the journal has got little bits about, you know, what you like, your personality, and then I move on to more mindfulness stuff with your senses. You know, what smells do you like, what smells don't you like? Let's create a kit so that when you are in crisis mode or you're feeling them emotions, you can get hold of this box, open it up, pull something out that you like, and it's a calming kind of box. You can call it whatever you want. So that's how it all came about. And I can't remember what your second question was. You'll have to remind me. Sorry.
That's all right. I just love that. I should do lists, but I don't.
I love
Because
lists.
I should do them, but I don't do them. I'm a nightmare. I'll just have it in the top of my head. The other part of it, how can people get involved, and where can they find you, and what can they do to get involved and get one of your kits?
Okay, so to get involved, I'm on Facebook as Rainbow Dandelion Crochet, and Twitter and all of the other kids social things. What's it called? TikTok and all that nonsense. I'm not very good at it, so when you watch the videos and stuff, just I'm too old for that, but it's there. So just send me a message on any of those platforms, and we can discuss it. We can discuss the kit and whether it's going to be good for you, because, like I said, there is some inner work involved in it, and I don't want to cause trauma to anybody.
Yeah.
The people that I have sold the kits to so far, we have spoke about what they want from the kit. Some of them just want to crochet and they're not that bothered about the journal.
Yeah.
Another lady that I'm working with, she is going through a lot of things right now. But again, I've told her what's in the journal and she says she thinks she's going to be okay with that. So just message me. I'm completely open. I'll talk to you about anything. It's completely confidential. Doesn't go further. I don't think I've mentioned any names in this. I hope I haven't.
No, you haven't.
So there we go. Yeah, just send me a message and we'll just chat about what you want and whether I can help you or not.
That sounds a plan to me. I will be dropping all of Sarah's socials in the bio on the video in the description area. I might just post her Linktree in, and then you can get all her socials off that. Yeah, I'm on it now. I set it up yesterday. I was quite pleased how quick and easy it was, and how I was stressing about that. So thank you for that, Sarah. I will drop. I'll probably do it as social, so it's not us all in one place, and it's not so confusing. Sarah, I'm going to start bringing it to an end now, and my last question is, if you could give anyone advice how to get into crochet, where's the best, where can they find the best places to look how to get into it? So someone starting from scratch, basically. And then what advice would you give to someone that is struggling with their mental health now? And just remember, we are not medically trained, so it is just from a lived experience, not personality, a person's view of how what maybe has helped them. We are not medically trained. I can't stress that enough. So Sarah, what bits of advice have you got?
So if you want to start to crochet, say you've got the bits and pieces now, YouTube, they're brilliant. If you learn through video, YouTube is fantastic. There's so many free resources as well out there for just learning how to put the yarn on the hook, anything. Books, the works, actually. I know we're not meant to be promoting, like, so there's other companies out there you can buy these from.
You can promote who you want, that don't bother me.
So any shop, any good book shop will be selling crochet books. If you just want to have a flip through, see if it's for you. The library even, I'm sure will have something. Or obviously come and see me on Facebook and I'll help you. I can't remember the next thing. Oh, advice for mental health. Be honest. That is actually probably the top thing. Be honest with yourself about your mental health, because if you're not, what's the point? What's the point in going to a session if you're not there to actually not change yourself, because it's not that you're doing, but if you're not there to help your mind or your body, what's the point? You're wasting a session, you're wasting time, and you're wasting other people could have had that session. If you want to get help, but do it properly, do it honestly. That would be it.
And I'm just going to add to that, because I really like that. You've got to be ready to get the help.
Yeah, you
if
do.
you're not ready to get help, do not take it, because
Yeah.
you'll either get classed as not taking part, or not interacting, or not being sociable. So if you're ready to get the help, reach out to the doctors or a local charity. I think Mind are everywhere. We've got an organisation called Wellbeing. I don't know if they're nationwide, I'm not sure. Reach out, go get the help, but be ready for it, because if you're not ready, you won't get the most benefit from it.
Absolutely.
Does that sound right, Sarah?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you for that, Sarah. Thank you for coming on. I'll let Sarah say bye.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. Everyone, I don't know when I'm going to post this, but it will be out soon. Thank you for coming along, watching me. Thank you for Sarah for coming along, being a guest. I know she was nervous. She did all right. Let her know in the comments. And I just want to say thank you for all the loves and shares on Twitter, YouTube, the likes that I've got from my last podcast I did. Let's keep it going. If you could help me with just a like or subscribe that gets the content out to another person, that could be another person helped. So thank you everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.